Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, hi, my name is Jasmine, and on my channel I show you different side hustles or full-time jobs to get you working for yourself or to get a little bit of extra cash in your pocket. Every few months I like to do a video where I compile a few of the almost like side hustle type of thing that people are looking for that I find online to help you guys live out your best dream life that you can imagine and get paid for it. So I do not like to promote quitting your job because some of you guys have some really good jobs, but these type of videos are to inspire or to help push the people who have already been thinking about leaving their job. Before you make any of those type of decisions though, you want to make sure that you are completely benefiting from the decision that you are making if you do want to quit your job. But if I had a really good paying 9-to-5, I probably wouldn't quit my job. But that's not what this video is about. I just want to let you guys know that I do not push people to quit their job. This is just for the person that was already thinking about leaving their job. In this video, I have six different types of, I wouldn't call it a career, but a lifestyle that you can get paid for, and you also have accommodations, which means you can be living in housing that is provided for you for free if you work these jobs. You don't have to live in the housing provided, but this helps people who may think that, times are really rough or expensive and you can't really afford housing, or you stay with your parents, you're just getting out of high school. So these are some options for you guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. Subscribe. Let's get into these jobs. First job is called Coolworks. This is one of the ones that if I had known about this when I was in high school, I probably would have just gone ahead and did it and not have gone to college. Coolworks.com is a website that gives in-housing food and money for you to work with them at places like national parks, ski lodges, hotels, sometimes even like farm stays. You get to travel all over the world doing this, but I've seen most of them be in the United States. So Wyoming, Colorado, and you could be working in the resorts at these national parks. You could be maybe doing outdoor activities at these parks under the people who are posting the job. Now, Coolworks.com isn't like just one job for one particular area. It's all over. Different types of resorts are hiring, and they put that up there. And like I said, it gives you food, it gives you a place to stay. And you probably won't be able to stay in some house by yourself, even though you probably can. But most of these, you're staying with other camp advisors or kind of like a hostel type of thing, maybe 2 people to a room. You may even get your own room, but it's really popular right now because it's becoming into the main front of social media. Hopefully you guys have seen it before, but if you haven't, I'm here to tell you guys about it. My dream was always to, go backpacking, go around the United States and outside of the United States to live and to work. But here's a smart way to do it where you don't have to job hop. You actually are signed up for a contract, whether it be for 6 months to a year, extending your contracts, and it is a definite yes. You will be sent all over. And here are some of the websites information. Here's some cool places you can stay, some of the things you'll be doing, and the minimum age is just 18 years old. If I had known about this, I definitely wouldn't have gone into college as quick as I did. I probably would have done this for a year or 2 years. And from there, there's probably a lot of skills that you're going to be learning that you can probably open your own business do, or continue to do this for the rest of your life. I'm unsure. Some of these jobs don't have 401k. So if you are a little bit older and you need more security, or you have kids, maybe this isn't for you, but you can also look into places that may be able to take your kids, or your kids can meet you there, your husband can meet you there, your wife can meet you there. There are tons of ways that you can make something like this work if you are willing to research it. So don't just, one-off it because you may already have a full-time job, because you may already have a family. Try to see if you can make it work, because I feel like if you are able to take your family, anybody in any age group at any time of their life can probably do this and have fun and live a very good life. So Coolworks was my favorite. The money, you'll be getting paid at different amounts. You still actually make money even though your rent is paid for. So I'll try to find that on the website up here. Hopefully I can, but here's like some of the applications and stuff. So it's a really cool website. check it out. If anything, you get to travel for 1 year and go back to your 9 to 5, right? So you're never really ever losing, you guys. It's called a sabbatical. Look into it. All right, so next up we have an au pair. An au pair, an au pair. So this is essentially like a live-in nanny. I feel like live-in nannies or just a nanny is different from an au pair, but au pairs, you actually live with your host family and you take care of their kids. But this is something that you can take into international waters. A lot of au pairs, I feel like, maybe start in like France because it's a French word. My aunt, who I've talked about on this channel many times, was actually an au pair. She called herself a nanny when I was talking to her, but she was from the Philippines and she became an au pair in Germany. So she stayed there for as long as her visa would let her, however long that she was going to be doing it before she came to the United States. So it is a legitimate job. I know a lot of people are very hesitant about living in someone else's house, but honestly, if you're getting a roommate to help pay rent in the town that you don't want to be in, kind of the same thing. Maybe you could do a background check, but honestly, these websites are already doing the work for you. They're not going to place you with someone who is going to abuse you, hopefully. I haven't heard any bad stories about it, and like I said, my aunt, who makes well over $100,000 a year now, coming from the Philippines from nothing, she started out as an au pair and it got her to America. So I have a website right here that can give you some informations for it. Care.com is one of them. But honestly, if you Google au pair and you put some time into it, I'm pretty sure you can find the things that you would need to become an au pair, and the fact that there's probably a lot of jobs out there that you just aren't looking for to become an au pair. So this one is pretty cool. If I was, for me, it's not my first choice, but if it was the only choice, I would definitely do it because my young at heart soul definitely wanted to travel and to live for free. Who doesn't want to live for free? The next one, I've already done a full video on it, so if you haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out. I'll link it in the description box and in the comment section. It is becoming a merchant marine. A lot of you guys watched that video, and I got some comments that said, you know, if I didn't have a family, maybe I would do it. Some of you guys said, I don't know if I could live on a ship for that long. A merchant marine is a person that works alongside the Navy and they live on a ship for about 4 months to however long that you want to live up there. You can take different contracts that are more suitable to your life. You'll make the most money doing it. My cousin does it and he's made about $86,000 as the most he's ever made, I'm pretty sure. And there's different types of contracts. A lot of you guys said that you couldn't or wouldn't do it because you didn't want to be away from your kids for so long. But it's just like going into the Navy, and I feel like if you can really just sacrifice for like a few months and come back with a whole lot of cash in your pocket, I feel like it's a really good option for you guys. Again, I do have a full video on the merchant marines where you live on a ship for a few months and then you come back, and you don't have to get on the ship right away. You can stay home for months and months before you have to get on another ship. So you can make about $115,000 or more as a merchant marine, entry level. You can become a chef, you could be a stewardess, deckhand, security, the person that does safety stuff, waving the flags around for safety. There are multiple jobs at entry level that still you'll get a lot of money for.
MSC is the actual company, but merchant marine is the actual job title. So being a merchant marine is pretty much you go out on a ship and you're just working on a ship, like going overseas in the middle of the ocean, making sure the ship is good to go. And depending on the different positions, because there's like dozens of different positions, but depending on the position determines how much you'll make and all that stuff. But it's fun. You travel a lot.
And it's not correlated with the Navy.
My company actually is correlated with the Navy, but it's kind of like we're not so much Navy. We work for the Navy out as contractors. Is that, I guess, the best way to put it? Yeah.
So making your own money, but you don't do a 1099. You actually get a W-2.
I get a W-2 because we technically work for DOD, like for my company in general. But as a merchant marine, like the whole cuff of it, you can end up working for different private companies.
So check out that full video if you want to. That's like the number 2 or number 1 option that I would choose, honestly, because of the money. Another one that I forgot to mention that's kind of like Coolworks is Simply Hired. Coolworks is more of adventurous. Simply Hired is more you need to have proficiency in some things. I see a lot of nursing option jobs on that on that website. They do pay a little bit more because you do need to have proficiency in some things or have a certificate in other things. But I did see things like house painter in Hawaii. You want to make sure you go to the search bar at the bottom or at the top and type in housing included, and then choose the state that you want to live in. Different salaries, different things. Some of them are $150 a day. I've seen upwards of $36,000 a year. So Simply Hired is kind of like Coolworks, but a little bit more. You need some type of skill for it. I'll put it up here with some different jobs that I found. Again, make sure you do housing included, because that is what this video is about. You want to get paid to travel and have your rent paid for, right? So simplyhired.com is another one that I found. Another one that is just like Coolworks is becoming a ski instructor, a mountain climber instructor, or like a kayaking instructor. And right now I'm going to focus on kayaking instructor because that is the website that I found. When I went to Tennessee to do whitewater rafting for fun, I talked to our instructor, and he said that he lives in a cabin near the river in the forest with 3 other instructors, and their food and their rent is paid for in that cabin, and he gets paid to come out and help others who want to have fun on the river like me, and he gets paid to do that. It is seasonal jobs, maybe less frequent jobs than Coolworks. Coolworks has more jobs available. Kayaking instructor, you kind of follow the season. So you could spend summer and spring in a state, and then you may want to pick up another contract for ski. So you have to be trained in those different areas in order to get hired for them, and you're mainly doing very extraneous work on your body. It can be very tiring, but you build muscle and you're having a lot of fun. So if you're an adventurous type that loves to be outdoors doing hardcore type of activities, then maybe that's something that you would want to look into, being a kayak instructor, ski instructor. You probably won't be as paid as much as you think, but this is definitely for someone who their main focus is on traveling and having fun, doing outdoor activities that they love to do, and then making a little bit money on the side and also getting your rent paid for. Sounds like a fun life to me. And the last one that I'm going to talk about is a caregiver. Here's one of the websites for the caregiver that you can go on and find, but I'm pretty sure if you Google it, you can find a lot more other options. Caregivers have different type of time slots that you can do. You can do morning, evening, or live-in. This video is focused on live-in, so we want to get paid to help. Being a caregiver is not like an au pair. Au pairs take care of kids. Caregivers take care of either disabled people or people who can no longer do the small tasks in their life because they may be a little bit too old or just too fragile or maybe sickly. What a caregiver does is they cook, they clean, they run errands, take people to doctor's offices, and they live in with them while they do that because they may need a full-time person that's in the house with them. Now these people have probably their own nurse or other caregivers that are helping them out, and I don't really see you having to do everything for them, but I could also be wrong. Caregivers, I knew when I worked at TJ Maxx, there was a type of caregiver that I worked with, and she worked overnight, so she would have to stay awake overnight and watch her patients sleep. She didn't have any life-saving, well, she did know some type of life-saving things in case, like CPR, in case something happened, but she was not a nurse. She was just there to make sure that she didn't fall or she didn't get stuck doing something, and she drove her to medical appointments and all of that. But I wouldn't want to work overnight. That just seems so strenuous on your body. I would much rather prefer a live-in caregiver where it's not really my job to watch over them in the middle of the night and not be able to sleep, because I don't see how anybody who could just do that job by themselves every single day. You have to sleep at some point. Caregivers, there's a list of things that you'll be doing for them. I think they make about $150 a day, and then food and housing is included. So these are all the options that you guys have for getting your household paid for, but not having to lose out on also getting a paycheck. Because you're saving so much money, having your household stuff paid for, your rent paid for, you can then look into maybe saving up in a smarter way.